We're gonna make a camera gimbal to get those super great shots. Welcome back! Today we're back on the gimbal. We're going to work on making us a nice cool spring arm so we can get those super great shots and super smooth. We got some aluminum, we got our box of springs, and let's get this going. Alright, here's a V-pin. So, I'm going to try and make a spring arm. Down tube. Have an arm here, arm there, another brace, and then there'll be a spring in between this arm. And then we'll have to put some mounts on here. So we'll be able to attach it to our pole or tripod. Put a mount down here so we can put our camera on. Camera's focused this way. And then this is supposed to swing this way, to counteract any movement that I'm doing with my arm, or with my body movement or anything like that, to keep this nice and steady. Now, I want to be able to use it with my other gimbal, homemade gimbal. We'll draw that in here. Attaches there. And then this will be the block goes over to the pole. So, as I'm walking, this is going to be able to rotate, so I can make a high shot to the low shot again. And it rotates down like this. Keep that camera focused this way. And also, I need to be able to twist it so I can use it horizontally. So here's me. And I want to hold the pole this way, and the camera will hang down here. So I can have the same effect going forward as I do sideways. And that's like, especially if I'm like at a river, something like that, maybe a canyon, maybe over a cliff, then I can walk this way, and the camera focuses this way, and I still get all the benefits of these devices. So, let's get started. So we'll look at I got my aluminum I'm going to use for the beams and the drop downs and all the things that I looked at. So they'll be connected here. And we'll make it look like it's going to be. And then we'll have to put a hole here to attach that spring. And down on this one, I'm going to put like 3 holes. So I can adjust that tension a little bit as I need to, depending on the weight that's out there. And then, like I say, we'll use some of those small L brackets to attach it here. Now, I'm either going to use 2 rods with the spacer in between, and there'll be another rod in there, and this is the riser, and there'll be 2 rods, or I'll use 2 risers and 1 rod in between them, or 1 beam in between them. I think I'm kind of leaning towards that, but I think maybe, well, this 2-rod system will make it easier to attach the spring. To attach that spring in there, because you just put the bolt through there, spring will reach on there. This with just 1 beam, a little bit more difficult. But I think that's what we'll go with. So I'm going to need to cut 4 beams, 2 risers, and we'll get started from there. Let's go! So I had to switch these out. I had to go get some nylock because of that motion. The motion that was doing this was loosening those nuts and they'll fall apart. So we got that settled. Let's continue on and we'll put these ends on here. Groovy. So I got these L brackets. Always something. There we go. Problem solved. So there should fit now. There we go. There we go. This will be where the camera's set. This will be where it attaches to the pole. I flipped them over. I don't know, we'll see if we gotta change them around. We'll do that. Now here's something I did show you before. I had to notch that out because when you see that, the hole that's going to attach that spring, when it comes fully down, it would be contacting that piece. Same down here. There you go. Let's put springs in. There we go. That's the ticket. Once the weight of the camera gets on there, that'll be working pretty good. Okay. Now, think that'll do it. We stretched it out to the furthest point, and then I put another spring in there. Carries that weight, keeps it elevated. That should work. So I'll put there. I wonder if I just have a piece of metal I can put across there. 4 bolts, leave a hole there. Could use a wing nut or any kind of thing to attach that. Same on this side. Let's cut this candle. So this piece that I built before is not going to work with the arm, because look how it's configured right now. To try and get it that way when it's turned vertical, then when you turn it horizontal, same thing. So what I think I'm going to need to do is build the piece that I first originally thought about, which is the cradle type, like a U shape, and where this arm will set inside another piece in here, and then it'll pivot. This arm will pivot from here instead of here. Got it? Alright, here's the swing arm, complete. Works the way it's supposed to. When you move, it's keeping that steady. This system independently works the way it's supposed to, which you remember because I wanted to start a high shot with the pull vertical and then come horizontal and keep the attitude of that camera the same. But I can't move with the camera either this way, horizontal, or sorry, vertical, or horizontal, because I can't attenuate this movement. I tried this little gadget, tried some springs and stuff, but there's nothing that'll stop it. I thought about putting like a rod here that would keep it at the same attitude relative to the arm, but as you can see, it moves. And I suppose I could put like a slotted thing, but I don't know if it would stop that free movement like there. So I've come to the conclusion that this altogether is not going to work to do what I want it to do. So we'll just have to use it independently. Just have to use this for static shots that only move up and down, not forward and backward. And we'll use the spring arm for forward and backward. So you win some, you lose some. So thank you for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.